everybody, what's going on? It's your boy Luis Rivera, the artist formerly known as the Florida Rican Nationalist, now known as just the Florida Rican Homesteader. I guess I'll address that off the top. It's not that I'm not pro Puerto Rican nationalist. I still am very pro independence. I just found the more you get into the word, and if you're like me, if you still believe the Old Testament, the law, statutes, and commandments are to be guarded and kept, then you come to realize that nationalism, especially since I'm a Hebrew Israelite, nationalism is not compatible with my belief system. So, while I might be into pro-independence, I cannot be in good faith pro-nationalism. I believe in an independent people's republic, but I'm gonna have to give up the nationalism because it doesn't jive with my religious or spiritual ideology, because nationalism requires exclusion, and I can't claim that I believe what I believe in with also believing in an exclusive type of political philosophy. So those two are incompatible, and that's why I had to change my viewpoint on that. That, and I realized it was taking up, when you're involved in volunteering and networking and stuff like that, it takes up a lot of your time. Excuse me, got some sweat and stuff all on my face. But I realized I wasn't building my homestead out anymore. And for me, that is my purpose. That is what I feel called to do in life, is to produce food and feed people. Not be some damn politician or be in some political movement. I believe freedom and liberty and independence starts at home and starts with food sovereignty. So that's what I've been working on. It's not that I haven't had the channel on my mind. I've been wanting to comment about a lot of things that have happened. First of all, I'm going to comment on, sorry, I just jammed it around. I'm going to comment on, sorry, that threw me way off track. I've been wanting to make videos on a lot of things. And I'm also not too proud to admit when I was wrong. So I want to come out and say it. I was completely fucking wrong about Trump. This guy's the worst president we've ever had in our fucking lives. 40 years old. Excuse the profanity. But if you have kids watching, you might as well not let them watch this one. Trump has betrayed every single political promise that he made. that he made. He's also on that list in them files, which that could lead this conversation down a whole nother rabbit trail. But I wanted to start off with that. Is I thought he was going to be better than Kamala. I was absolutely wrong. I mean, they're both terrible, but Trump has been an outright failure, in my opinion. So Trump has failed in so many ways. Oh, this bottle. Put this out here because my property line ends over here. Right there. So, little marker. I left this area kind of cleared open compared to, you know, everything around it, so I know, okay, this is the end of my property. But so like I said, Trump, it doesn't matter if it's Border Patrol, the Epstein files, no new wars. It doesn't matter what campaign promise he made. This sucker is breaking them at the speed of light. So I'm eating crow on that one. You know, maybe Kamala would have been better. I don't know. She's pretty, seems like she's on massive amounts of Xanax, so I'm not too sure. You know, but I guess it's better to have someone like that running it than this gaggle of buffoons. So I guess I'll address the immigration issue first. You know, as a Puerto Rican, I don't want the gang members in our areas. I don't want these cartels in our areas. So that's what motivated me to, I guess, blindly accept that Trump was going to go after the violent criminals. He's not going after the violent criminals. And DHS is not going after the violent criminals because they know they're little agents. You know, if they were going on a raid to a violent criminal's house, some of them agents would be on a one-way ticket. They'd be going on a one-way trip. They'd be going in on their feet, leaving on their back. So they target hardworking refugees, hardworking people who are going through the process of becoming naturalized citizens. He's going for grandmas and abuelas and abuelos and your drunk tío who owns a construction business. I mean, it's going after children. And now what we know about the Epstein file, no wonder he's going after children. You know, I guess that's more of his preference. I mean, those things have been, that actually, as soon as he started doing that, I'll even go one further. As soon as he signaled that he's all in for Israel, that was when it was over. That was when it was over. He wasn't going to stop Ukraine, stop what's happening in Ukraine. He wasn't going to stop what's happening to the Palestinians. He wasn't going to stop none of that. He was just going to keep on the same path, except worse, that the previous administration was on. So he took Biden's energy and he doubled it, tripled it maybe possibly even 100 times worse than Biden. We don't know. We don't know exactly how much, but we do know it's worse. We do know, for a guy who said he's not going to do any wars, he's sure doing a hell of a lot of war. He's not going the route of seeking congressional approval. They're not even attempting to lie to us. At least the Bush administration and the Obama administration and the Biden administration, at least they had the propaganda down tight. You know, they were ready to sell us wolf tickets, but Trump, he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care about what his voters voted for. He doesn't care about any of that. He just cares about the Epstein class and the Zionists. Speaking of Zionists, I guess we'll hop on to the subject of Gaza and Iran and a ton of other countries. Well, you can still see genocide in Gaza and the West Bank. Because there's no peace there. Even though the peace king, the king of peace himself, so-called king of peace, even though he said he was gonna stop it, shit ain't slowed down 1 second, 1 millisecond. If anything, it's sped up to full speed ahead, full steam ahead, whatever the expression is. And on top of that, he did the 12-day war, which was nicely choreographed by all the nations involved. Then he did the kidnapping of Maduro, which is a disgrace. We should be disgraced that our government is going and kidnapping heads of state that were democratically elected. I don't care if we think their system is rigged. It's not our fucking place to go topple these leaders. Let the citizens do it. Let the citizens do it. They should be ready, just like we should be ready to defend ourselves against any tyrannical action taken by our own government onto our own people. But we're not. They weren't. We're just sitting here thinking some magic law is gonna hold Trump in check. But guess what? There's no such thing as magical laws to hold presidents in check. That's Congress's responsibility, and they have abdicated every ounce of power and every ounce of self-respect. They've thrown it in the dumpster, and they've abdicated power. And they let Trump do whatever he wants, like a grown-ass man-child. And now to switch to Iran. which I'm completely against. I think it's one of the dumbest things our country's ever done. Yeah, here we are. I think today's day 4 or day 5 of the war. Day 5, I believe. I believe it started Saturday at like 2 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. With some dumbass pre-recorded speech. That's how you know this thing was planned out months and months and months in advance. These trees trying to take my hat off. But Iran's still firing missiles. We haven't slowed them down one bit, despite what popular propaganda is telling you. You can look on social media, you'll see it all day, every day, just like the genocide in Gaza. This has been a long year. A long year and some change. I can't believe we still got 3 more years of this old crusty, dumb, sloppy bozo. And what's even more unbelievable is people are like loving this. The boomers are loving this. I'd say we send them to the front. I say everyone cheering this on should get drafted and sent to the front. Placed in a combat role. And let them fight the war that they're cheering on. Especially like people like Matt Walsh. This dude has the nerve to criticize veterans. You've never worked a masculine job in your entire life. And then you want to sit here and come at veterans? You fucking flannel wearing piece of shit. Bozos like Ben Shapiro, who would never fight for anything he says he believes in. He would never pick up a rifle and fight. But he's getting you to cheerlead your sons and daughters, or maybe even grandkids, to go fight on behalf of Israel. Go fight Iran on behalf of Israel. It's really a shame that this is the state of the nation, which is why I'm out here actually in kit. No, I don't got my ACH on because I'm moving light today. I just got a little 30-pound assault bag, half a gallon of water. Sorry, y'all. Caught up on some vines. These damn vines. Oh yeah, half a gallon of water. I got my plate carrier, level 4 plates, shellback plate carrier. It's actually pretty comfortable, especially compared to these plate carriers are pretty comfortable compared to what we had in Iraq. I mean, that stuff was garbage. No, it was good. It was just super uncomfortable. Made it super hard to be mobile. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not going back over there. But over there is the end of my property line. Right there where that big mound of vines is. Now walking down the other property. I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is the fence line, or the line for the fence I'm gonna put up. That way we have our whole entire perimeter covered. That's really what I'm getting out here doing today. Like I said, no ACH, just plate carrier, boonie cap, since we never got to actually wear them in the Army, and my AR-15. I think everyone should get acquainted with their property, especially if you're on as much property as we are. We're on about 10, a little over 10 acres, like 10.02. I just call it 10. Call it 10 and that's good. But it's really nice to explore your property and set up little things that help you know where you're at. The more you walk around your own property, the more acquainted you get with it, the less dependent you become on landmarker, or not landmarks, but your own personal markers that you put up. You'll be able to, what I meant to say was, you will be able to tell by landmarks and other things around you, you know. That's how I found out where to put that bottle at, was by constantly not being able to find that property line on the other side. I'm walking within my property line right now because, as you can see, it's super hot and it's nice and cool in the shade right here under these pines. But like I was saying, you know, we have got to, I guess there's no other way to say it, but we have got to get prepared. Everybody in this country has got to get prepared physically, mentally, and spiritually. Because, you know, I don't know if we're living in the end times, but a lot of this stuff is end time-ish, you know. Very end time-ish activity going on. Because all the evangelicals think they're going to get sucked up in some imaginary rapture that's not even in the Bible. And also the Zionists. And each side is just using each other to get to their own eschatological event. You know, I don't know what Talmudism, because that's what they practice. Let's be real. These people are not Torah followers. They're Talmud followers who worship Moloch. Yet they want you and I to believe that they're the people from the book. Well, my audience is not dumb. My audience is free thinkers. And we damn sure know those people wouldn't have made it no damn 400 years in Egyptian captivity. They have like the second highest rate of skin cancer on earth. How long do you think those folks would last out in that Egyptian sun? Get real, people. Get real. Well, you and I need to get real about preparing. Because no matter what, bad times are ahead. No matter if it's AI replacing jobs, taking your job, making your job irrelevant, rendering you useless, or it's martial law because Trump wants to stay in office. And none of our politicians care about the Constitution anymore. If you're a believer in climate change, then you should be getting ready because our system is not a system that's built to be resilient. So you need to become resilient. You need to be building your ark. Noah built his ark. The Most High told him to. All you got to do is start building your ark. Look, and that's another thing about the rapture. Did Noah get taken away, or did Noah get left behind? Did Noah get taken away, or did Noah get left behind? So do you want to get taken away like those people in the time of Noah? Or do you want to be left behind like Noah and his family? We got to keep preparing every day. Every day, do something to help make you a better prepared individual. Do something to make yourself a harder target. These are little things we can do to help us be more resilient to the changes that are coming. Because the more resilient you are, and I am, and we are, and our communities are, the less we have to worry about the impact of some of these things, like food shortages, whether it be man-made or climate-made. We don't have to worry about learning how to grow food because the TV said there's no food left in our stores and the ships aren't coming anymore. You won't have to worry about that. You can start preparing now. And by the end of the year, you could have enough food, what we used to call it, beans and bullets. You'll have enough beans and bullets to get you by. Hone in your gardening skills. Hone in your firearms training. Hone in your skills of building if you have them. These are things we need to start doing. If you don't have a trade, if you don't know how to do handyman projects, it's simple. There's YouTube. There's this website, Allison, that has tons of free material for you to learn a trade in. You can take what you learn on the internet and apply it right here in the real world. But that's what we got to do. I need to man up and eat my crow and say voting for Donald Trump was one of the worst fucking choices politically that I've made. And advocating for him for people to vote for him was an even bigger mistake. But that's all right. Like I said, I'm not too worried about it. I'm here. I'm getting stronger every day. I'm getting healthier every day. And I'm getting more spiritually prepared every day as well. These are the things we have to do for the times ahead. I mean, some people might think I'm crazy, but all you got to do is look around. All you got to do is look around. There's not too many people even willing to pay attention anymore. I think our society is so far gone that, you know, those of us with the eyes to see and the ears to hear, we're the only ones who are paying attention to all this stuff going on and not viewing it in such a microscopic point of view, right? The micro lens. We are looking at the entire situation from a bird's eye view. And that's what you got to do. We have to look at it from a bird's eye view. That way you get the whole picture. Because when you're focused in on all these micro issues, all these divisive issues that they use against us, you know, they weaponize these things in order to get us to hate each other, in order to get you to hate your neighbor in a so-called Christian nation. See, I'm not even going to get on that topic because that's a whole nother video. The so-called nature of Western so-called Christianity. It's moralist. It's morally bankrupt. The terms carry no moral weight whatsoever. They don't believe they don't believe in anything that Hamashiach, our kinsman redeemer, believed in. In fact, they would call some of those things in the Besorah or the New Testament, they would call some of those things communist. They'd probably call the way that our ancestors used to live, all of that communist, because they've been brainwashed. Greed is good. Greed is good. Show me in the Bible where it says that. You won't be able to. You won't be able to. These people can't justify any of their damn beliefs in that book. And don't let them ever trick you into thinking that they can, because they can't. Read the book yourself if you doubt me. Maybe you haven't read it in a while. Maybe you've never read it. Check it out. Because these guys are leading us down the path to destruction. I mean, from ICE to AI to proxy war with Russia, confrontation with Iran, war on the Middle East, war on Iran, war on Venezuela, more terrorism in the Middle East. We just got to stay on top of it. Thanks for joining me on my rant. There will be more to come. I know I've been promising more to come, but it just seems like, you know, every time I start to get on a roll, something sets us back. But there are going to be more videos to come. And we're going to dive deeper into some of these issues. But I just wanted to give a heads up about the new name of the channel, why I changed the name, what we'll be talking about. And I wanted to address my healthy heaping plate of crow that I have to eat forever thinking Donald Trump would be semi-competent. All right, y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Love y'all. Peace.